All right, so picture this, the Trump International Hotel
Oh, yeah.
in Las Vegas.
Okay.
People are just getting over New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday morning, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
boom, an explosion rocks the valet area.
Okay.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
People are going crazy.
I bet.
Luckily, we have a ton of sources on this to help us break it down.
Oh, good.
We have eyewitness accounts,
Yeah.
posts all over social media,
Oh,
statements from the fire department and the FBI, and even the Trump organization chimed in.
Really?
So today we're going to do a deep dive into this whole wild scene.
Sounds good.
Try to figure out what exactly happened, who was involved, and what it all means.
Interesting. You know what really gets me about this story?
Yeah.
Is thinking about the bigger picture.
Right,
I mean, on the surface, it's a dramatic car fire.
Yeah.
But when you consider the location, the timing, the people involved, it feels like there's a lot more to uncover here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so first let's set the scene.
Okay.
So it's early Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Just a little after 8:40 a.m. A lot of people are probably just starting to head out.
Makes sense.
After celebrating New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then suddenly, there's this huge explosion.
Oh, wow.
Right outside the hotel's porte cochere.
Oh, the porte cochere. Now, that detail is important.
Right.
I mean, this isn't just any hotel entrance. We're talking about the Trump International. Yeah. Everything there is super meticulously branded.
Oh, yeah.
There's that massive T for Trump right there at the entrance. Yeah. So, imagine that backdrop, this super fancy high-end entrance, and then suddenly there's fire and chaos.
Yeah.
It's a crazy image, right?
It is.
One that you can't ignore.
Uh-huh.
It could become a symbol, depending on how this whole thing plays out.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And there are still so many things we don't know.
I know, right?
For example, the vehicle involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people are saying it's a Tesla Cybertruck.
Interesting.
But that hasn't been confirmed yet.
So that's not official then?
Right. But if it is a Cybertruck,
okay.
That raises some really interesting questions.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, think about it. The Cybertruck, it's like Tesla's flagship vehicle, right?
Right.
It's supposed to be super durable, super safe.
Exactly.
So an incident like this with a fire, especially since we don't know how it started, could totally change people's minds about the Cybertruck, maybe even electric vehicles as a whole.
That's true. And it's all happening at such a sensitive time.
Oh, how so?
President-elect Trump is just starting to set up his administration.
Yeah.
And guess who he chose to co-lead a key advisory council?
I don't know who.
Elon Musk.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So the CEO of Tesla, and this council's focused on deregulation and spending cuts?
That's right.
Wow, that adds a whole new dimension to this whole thing.
It does. We know Musk donated a lot of money to Trump's campaign.
Who did?
And now he's in a position to influence policy that could benefit Tesla directly.
Wow, it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
One thing leads to another,
That's
and the
right.
consequences could be huge.
Yeah, it could impact Tesla's reputation, public trust in electric vehicles, even the relationships within the new administration.
It's a lot to think about. And, while we're talking about all of this, we can't forget the people who were actually there.
Yeah.
This was a scary experience for them.
Absolutely. We have eyewitness accounts.
Oh, right.
Like Maria Liscano Paguada. She was on vacation from Texas.
Okay.
And she was at the hotel when it happened.
Wow.
She said she heard a huge explosion.
Oh, gosh.
Saw smoke filling up the lobby.
That's scary.
And people were screaming and panicking.
Oh, man, that sounds terrifying.
It does. The hotel staff did a good job evacuating everyone quickly.
Good.
But still, it must have been really traumatic.
Yeah, for sure.
For anyone who was there.
Absolutely. So, as we try to make sense of all this, what are the big questions that investigators need to answer?
That's what I was just thinking about.
Okay, so what are you thinking?
Was this just a freak accident? Some kind of mechanical failure?
Okay.
Or was it something else entirely?
Right. And don't forget, the FBI is involved in the investigation.
Yeah.
So that makes things even more interesting.
Definitely. They haven't said anything specific yet. But just the fact that they're there means they're looking into all sorts of possibilities. Including maybe some kind of criminal activity.
Okay.
Or even, something even more serious.
Wow, that's pretty wild. So let's recap.
Okay.
We have a dramatic event.
Mm-hmm.
It happened at a super high-profile place.
Yeah.
There are some powerful people involved, and we have a ton of unanswered questions.
It's like a recipe for something big.
It is.
So where do we go from here?
Well, I think this event, it might seem like just one thing.
Right.
You know, just a car fire.
Yeah.
But it could have much bigger implications.
I agree.
We need to see how the investigation goes.
Yeah.
What Tesla says about it. Yeah. And whether this whole thing affects the relationship between Elon Musk and the Trump administration.
It really could change things.
It could.
So for everyone listening,
yep.
What do you think is the most important question that needs to be answered?
Okay.
And what are the long-term ramifications going to be?
I don't know, but it's definitely worth thinking about as we watch this whole thing play out.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our deep dive for today. Be sure to stay tuned as this story continues to develop.
Absolutely.